Hi guys, so this video is looking at the recipe of crepes with orange segments and orange juice. I have already made my mixture up. To make your mixture you need flour, egg and milk. Now with your flour, make sure you sift it. The reason why you need to sift your flour is to aerate the mixture as well as removing all the lumps from the flour. The other important thing with your mixture is to let it stand for about 15 to 20 minutes. Your recipe says to let it stand for 45, but we don't have that time, so just let it stand for the 20 minutes. The reason why you need to let your mixture stand is to allow the liquid to be absorbed by the flour. So you've got these little starch granules in your flour. By letting it stand, it absorbs the liquid. It also allows the gluten in the flour to develop. Once the gluten develops in the flour, it aids to that nice fluffy appearance in pancakes, but it helps it to remain elastic and stick together. The third reason why you need to let your mixture stand is so that the mixture thickens, which is really important for the cooking process of your crepes. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I would like you to do, just like you seasoned your wok when we did our chicken stir fry, you need to season your crepe pan. So this is a crepe pan. Get yourself a little bit of butter, about 10 grams, pop it in, some paper towel and some tongs, and we're just going to soak up the butter with the paper towel. Make sure it's all around. Once your butter has melted, just grab your tongs and paper towel and try and clean up all of that butter. Just season your pan because what it does is it helps to stop the crepes from sticking to the pan, and it helps to give them that nice golden look as well. So my crepe pan is seasoned. Turn your heat up just a little bit, not too high. Now with your mixture, check your consistency. So as I run my spatula through here, we can see that it's nice and runny. If it's too thick, it's going to be really hard to spread over your crepe pan. So with your left hand, you need to pour the mixture into the middle and turn it around. With your right hand. If your mixture is too thick, it's going to be really thick in the middle of the crepe and it's going to be a bit of a chewy texture which your customers won't like. So when we're cooking pancakes, we know that they're ready when bubbles start to rise to the top. When we're cooking crepes, however, the way that we tell when a crepe is ready is when the crepe dances with the pan. So what I mean by that is when I move my pan around, you can see that my crepe is moving on the pan, and therefore I like to say it's dancing with the pan. Once it's to that consistency, grab your palette knife, straight into the middle and flip it over, and they cook that quickly. If you are confident, I am happy for you to try and flip them using your wrist, but if you're not confident, just use the palette knife. Alright, once it is done, just pop it onto your plate with some paper, and I'm going to get you to fold it into a quarter. Okay, let's do the next one. So remember, pouring into the middle a generous amount with your right hand. If your heat of your crepe pan is not hot enough, you will find that your crepes will stick to the pan. Again, if they're too hot, you'll find that your crepes will burn really quickly. Okay. If you're confident enough to give it a go at flipping, all it is a simple flick of the wrist, and you try to get your crepe to the front of the pan and then you flip it over. So let's give it a go. Okay, now that your crepes are all done, what you're going to do next is you're going to make the sauce. So before you start your sauce, you should have already made a compound butter. A compound butter is generally an aerated butter that has something else in it, so whether it be a parsley for a herb butter, or in this case we've got sugar and orange zest and lemon zest. This is just going to go straight into your crepe pan. Now if your heat is too hot, this butter is going to burn and it's going to ruin your sauce. So you need to put it on a low heat, pop it straight in. Alright, when your butter is almost melted, then you can add your orange juice in with it as well, and this is just going to give it that citrus flavour. Just bring it to a simmer. Once your butter's melted, then you can put your crepes straight into the crepe pan and they will absorb some of that liquid. Alright, once they've been going for 3 to 4 minutes, pop them onto a plate. Not the plate that you're going to plate up on, because it can be quite messy. And don't discard your liquid, keep it. Grab yourself a jug and you can just tip it into that, and we'll use that to help garnish our dish. To plate up, what I've got is just a nice long white plate, and I'm going to use some chocolate sauce just to decorate my plate. You could either melt some chocolate to do this or just use some chocolate topping. Simply going to squeeze across. I'm going to start from one end. Alright, then my ice cream is going to go at the other end. Now at the moment it's still looking quite plain, so what I've done is, with some of my orange rind, I've just used this little tool which is called a zester, and what it does is it makes these long strands of orange zest. So to do it, we just go down the orange like so, and we come up with this zest. So I'm going to put some orange segments on first. Just to add some texture and some colour. Some zest on the top of that. And then I'm going to pop a little bit more juice over the top. To add to the flavour. And there we have it, our crepes with orange segments.